he declared. All those points were confirmed by pro-Russian protests in NATO capitals and EU cities, some with Soviet flags on display. Across several major European cities, including capitals of NATO member states, thousands of demonstrators took to the streets this weekend in a wave of pro-Russia protests. Marchers openly waved Russian and Soviet Union flags, calling for greater recognition of Russia's role in defeating Nazism during World War II, and criticizing their government's current stance on Moscow. The protests coincided with commemorations of Victory Day, celebrated on May 9 in Russia and formerly across the Soviet Union. Demonstrators argued that this historical victory over Nazi Germany should be honored jointly with Russia, not in opposition to it. Many speakers at the rallies expressed discontent with how their governments are handling relations with Moscow. They accused European leaders of distorting history, escalating tensions with Russia, and ignoring the Soviet Union's sacrifices during WION. The Soviet Union was more than just Russia. Victory over Nazism was a collective achievement, one that should be remembered together. Protesters condemned what they described as a political theater by current EU governments, claiming they are using the Ukraine conflict to silence Russian culture and language. One speaker directly criticized German policies, alleging that freedoms of minority communities, including the Sorbs, are being eroded in the name of democracy, drawing comparisons to Ukraine's restrictions on Russian language and culture. "What's happening now, with bans on Russian language and culture, to me, that's fascism," another protester declared. These demonstrations have sparked controversy, especially as they come amid heightened tensions between Russia and NATO. Some governments have denounced the protests as disinformation efforts or symbolic gestures aligned with Kremlin narratives. However, for many attendees, this was a call for peace, remembrance, and a rejection of escalating military conflict. Whether viewed as a genuine expression of historical remembrance or a political flashpoint, the protests signal growing public divisions within Europe over how to engage with Russia in the shadow of war.